you would, opening remarks, and then we'll take some questions.
Well, I know it gets monotonous, but talking about other staffs and other programs, we have a lot of respect for Evansville and their basketball program and that staff and the type of kids they get and how hard they play. It's always very, very difficult to play against them, and we've had a lot of games just like that against them, and we've won our share and they've won their share, but heck of an effort by them. Have to commend our guys, continuing to improve, believe. I told Fritzy on the radio that, you know, you can look at some of our new guys and it's flickering a little bit, you know, it's not a big bright light on us yet with what how we need to play and things we need to do, but you can see them and thinking about it, and then they are getting better and improving. We had a lot of really good contributions today. Devontae Brown's defense, not just him. Christian and a lot of other guys helped there, but Holden Ballantyne to 13 points and 14 shots. No, that's not what it was. 15 points on 14 shots. That's the kind of stuff that we're trying to do. And then Kitch was terrific. A lot of us struggled at the start of the year, starting with me, and guys are playing better now, and the results are showing. And it's only a couple wins, but we're pretty pleased with them, and try to get better, come and get Missouri State in here on Wednesday.
Questions?
I talked to Kitch yesterday, Greg, and he was excited to go against Mokovicius, somebody who he's been matched up for several years.
I read that today. I was a little nervous about his quotes.
You know, but he lived up to it. And just talk about maybe what was the one thing that he did to maybe not necessarily throw Mokovicius off because he had a double-double, but to gain the edge that he needed,
Yeah,
especially late in the game.
Is terrific. I mean, he is good and gotten so much better. He's good. He's going to make a bunch of money someday. Kitch is just working. You know, he is relentless. Like you said, he looks forward to the challenge of Reggie Lynch at Illinois State and a big mock like him and fights. And he may not be the tallest, most athletic, most physical, but he's going to work and he's going to compete and he's never going to give in. And it's so good to see him get some results. He got us some easy baskets tonight, and we have to do that. Our offense is so much better when we get some easy ones, but he's been re-energized. You know, it's his senior year. He doesn't get any of these. You know, this is his last home game against Evansville, so he's got to make the most of them. We got to get Justin doing the same thing too. But just very pleased with how Kitch has responded with some of the earlier. You know, I think he only played 5 minutes, and whether it be the UMKC game or the Eastern Illinois game, and for him to stay positive and keep coming, it says a lot about it.
Devontae has been taking a lot of heat because of his turnovers, but his defense today on Ballantyne, and like you said, it wasn't just him, but it was primarily him. You know, talk about how he rises to that defensive occasion and kind of blots out some of the things on the other end of the floor that haven't been going right. He always falls back on that.
Yeah, I'll get bunkered up with him anytime. I get frustrated with him too, and I understand the fans that do because he'll dribble too much sometimes, he'll hold the ball too much sometimes. But it's never out of being selfish. It's never out of being selfish. It's being competitive and trying to help your team win. And he was the defensive player of the game for us for sure. And I don't know how Ballantyne can do it to run like he runs for 43 minutes and do those things. So Devontae was terrific, and we're going to live with a turnover or two. He's just got to keep listening. You know, the first thing is he knows as soon as he does something, he's like, geez, I should have passed the ball. I should have moved the ball there. I should have made, because a lot of defenses just collapse to him, and there's open guys on the perimeter, and he misses those guys some. We'll keep working on it though. He's a film watcher. He'll watch this again today, and he'll know some corrections to make.
You talked about the light flickering on for some of the guys, and maybe for Alex Etherington, you know, maybe that confidence light is flickering on with him. He seemed less hesitant to take shots today, and obviously that's borne out in how many points he scored. But
he likes to shoot. You know, and I think I said it to you before, Todd, it's, you know, if you're a little bit unsure of your role or a little bit unsure of what you're doing, you can't play to your maximum level. And all those guys are understanding things a little bit better. They're buying in at the defensive end most of the time like we want them to. And then, you know, I'm going to let you play loose and free on the offensive end. That's why, you know, we'll make some mistakes, but it's usually not out of selfishness. And Alex is coming there too. Trey's been better. Brenton's been coming, you know, and those guys are good basketball players that we're asking a lot of that weren't playing well, you know, for a long time. But they're getting better. And from top to bottom, if everybody keeps improving like we have since Christmas has been here, we can win a few more.
As good as Kitch and and Devontae Ward. I mean, could you have won that game today without Brenton, Alex, and
Absolutely not. Absolutely. You know, those guys are all big contributors, and Trey too. You know, Trey was
right,
scoring,
right.
made a couple big free throws, and yeah, there's no way. And this isn't a team of any one or two or three super. You know, I give the returners a lot of credit. I put a lot on them because they've helped us win a lot of games and establish a program that hopefully everybody's pretty proud of. But it takes all of us, and that's the way we're going to do it here all the time. It's 1 through 14, 15, how many guys are playing, and those guys that don't play, they're going to fight like crazy on a daily basis in practice to help us. And everybody's rowing in the same direction right now. We just got to keep getting better.
Coach, you guys got down by 6. They went on a run there in the second half, and you guys did a really good job of coming back out and responding. Just talk a little bit about what was said, how proud you were that they were able to, from the beginning of the season to now, come out and
I even think we were down
respond
7 under the 4-minute media. Yeah, and it's just we were giving up easy baskets. You know, we missed some. Well, I thought we had really good shots, but we missed some of them. And you know, some of those guys, that's in their head, missing a shot or turning it over, and when you're not quite as sharp as you are on the defensive end, that's the stuff that we really have to change. So getting in those timeouts and getting after them about competing at that end and shutting them out. Hey, don't give them anything, and don't give them second shots, and don't foul. Because the shots were going to go. I felt really good about our offense all game today. But it's a belief. You know, they did it. We won an overtime game. We fought like crazy at Illinois State, and we've been getting better. So it's a belief on making the plays at both ends of the floor and how to win games.
Can you talk about the influence of, you know, the three-point shooting has been better over the last 2 or 3 games, and what influence does that have on the guys' confidence, you know, when they're not worried about their shot? How much does it help them focus on some of the other things on the floor?
Tough guys can miss shots and keep guarding. You know, that's why I talk about Devontae all the time. He'll do whatever he does. If he turns it over or misses a shot, people get down on him about missing free throws. He steps up there at the end. I had no doubt he was going to drop those 2 right in the middle. Seeing the ball, I think it's more of those younger guys, the newer guys, because they get their identity a little bit about, hey, I scored, or I did this, I did that. And really, our identity we want to be as a tough defensive team and an unselfish offensive team. But it always helps when things go through the basket, and you have to try to get easy baskets. Evansville got some easy baskets against us, and I thought we did a pretty good job of creating some for each other today.
We've talked about turnovers, but really there was only 3 after halftime. You had 10 at halftime and ended up with 13. You know, just talk about the young guys getting more, you know, maybe focusing a little bit more on taking care of the ball, especially in crunch time when, you know, there are very few turnovers at all.
Yeah, and I mean, that's huge. I mean, if you get 20 assists and 13 turnovers, that's pretty darn good for us. You know, the number I've always tried to use in turnovers is 12 or below, you know, and I think you give yourself a chance to win there. Got a lot of assists because we're making shots a little better. Believing in the pass. You know, we talk to guys, believe in the pass and draw some help defense and just give it up. You know, give up a good shot. You've heard me say it 100 times. Give up a good shot to get a great shot. And then we've taken less threes and we're making more of them. But you get production around the basket a little bit with Kitch and penetrating like we did. We wanted to go at Big Mock anyway. You know, I mean, he's going to block some shots because he's really, really good. But we wanted to collapse their defense. And I thought we did a pretty darn good of sharing it today.
Anything else, guys? Coach, thank you.